Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to the gun bench here at 2A Acres. We got something new, actually quite old, that I want to show you and talk about. What we have here, safe weapon, is a Ruger P89. Now, this isn't by any means a super desirable firearm. To me, it has a little nostalgia. My very first pistol back in early 90s was a Ruger P89, and I have this bad habit whenever I'm on the road and I happen to see a small independent gun shop, vehicle just pulls right in. And small independent gun shops, where you're going to find a good deal on some stuff that you don't see every day. Sometimes I just go in to browse. Sometimes I'm a weak man and my ATM card hates me for it. But either way, let me give you a look at this and I'll give you a little bit of the history. And I may be wrong on some of these facts, and you're more than welcome to correct me in the comments. Either way, let's take a look. All right, so a little bit of history about Ruger. Obviously, they make great wheel guns. The 1022 is the gold standard for 22 caliber rifles. They made a line of target pistols, semi-automatic target pistols, and 22 long rifle. They had never produced, prior to the P85, they never produced a semi-automatic centerfire pistol. At the time, Ruger had pretty much revolutionized the process of casting pistol frames and pistol parts. And they were starting to use that in most of their new products. It was much cheaper, still is, to cast versus forge. And in the somewhere around 83, 84, it became, well known that the U.S. military was looking for a new service pistol, and they were going to open up trials to replace the 1911. They needed to become compliant with NATO standards, so it had to shoot 9mm, had to have ambidextrous controls. There was a whole bunch of different requirements for this pistol, and every manufacturer at the time wanted to be part of this, because getting a contract like that to be the producer of the U.S. military service pistol, that's very, very lucrative. Ruger started working on it, and their thought process was, if they could use their casting process, manufacture it cheaper while maintaining the same performance or better, they would be a shoo-in to get the contract, and because they can offer it cheaper and make more profit. So it was a great gamble. I'm not 100% sure whether they made it to the M9 trials. I know they did do the XM10 trials in the late 80s with a revision of the P85. That was what the P85 was developed. But they did sell these pistols to a lot of law enforcement agencies. I know San Diego police, I believe Wisconsin, I'm not 100% sure about that. Turkish military, they got used the P85 as their service pistol. The P89 was a revision of that came out in 1990. The big difference between this pistol and the P85 is this has a decocker. But if you look at the pistol, it's got a aluminum cast frame. It's chunky, definitely chunky. Because cast products not as strong, so they had to be bigger, but it's a good service size. There's a lot of similarities in size to the M9 Beretta, which I actually carried in the service at one time, which is, you know, just as thick. I mean, dimensionally, they're pretty close. And they both have slide mounted safeties. They both have decockers. One nice thing that they did with the Ruger that no other manufacturer had done at the time for the trials was, now take it apart, you have to slide the extractor forward. It's on like a hinge. Because they were anticipating soldiers and Marines taking this apart in the field, your slide lock is captured. But something unique, it's got, excuse me, the barrel link is a swinging barrel link like a 1911. It does have some hues of the legendary John Browning's design in it. But so it's a single action, double action hammer gun. So you have your first pull of the trigger, long, hard, double action only. Each subsequent shot is going to be a single action. I'd like to say crisp and clean. I believe the trigger's kind of spongy to me, but and it does have decocker. So we're going to shoot this. We'll tie the video in, and to me it's just a cool nostalgic piece. There's a little bit of a following for the P series pistols. They haven't made them now for, well, geez, at least 15 years, and they're getting harder to find, but sometimes these small independent gun shops, you can find some cool nostalgic stuff relatively cheap. I literally have no need for yet another pistol to sit in a safe, but I seen this, and you know, it was the very first pistol I ever owned back in early 90s, and I know somebody really wanted it, and they offered me, I don't know what I sold it for, but it was obviously I wanted the money more than I wanted the pistol, and like a lot of things, I regret it because nostalgia. So this is going back in the safe. I'm going to shoot it some more. I shot it a little bit today. And it's you know, 15 rounds. I think I put 2 magazines through it, so I put 30 rounds through it, and it's actually a nice firearm. We'll shoot it a little bit more. Alright, once again, God bless. Like, share, and subscribe.